Hello friends, welcome to my channel Live to Ride.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up on the attack. Maybe I'm bad, I just wanna get.
Today SR Ride is historical place India's first women freedom fighter named Dawad S. Belgaum Road.
Doing no cap, only God wants you better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Maybe I'm bad, maybe I'm bad.
I just wanna stay bad, stay mad. Chip on my shoulder cause they treat me like an outcast. I ain't gonna take that, stay back. I'll be swinging hard till it hit.
Hello friends, welcome to my channel Live to Ride. Today SR Ride is historical place India's first women freedom fighter named Dawad S. Belgaum Road KC Park, Rani Kitta Chennamma name. India's first freedom fight revolution is started from this place. The 35-acre park, owned by Hubli Dharwad Municipal Corporate. This park is commonly known as KC Park, the biggest children's park in Dharwad. Within the park is a memorial of John Thackeray, the slain British collector. Saint John Thackeray, 1778-1824, was a collector and political agent, who was working in South India for British East India Company during the 1820s. Kitta Chennamma, the 23rd of October 1778 to the 21st of February 1829, was the Indian Queen of Kitta, a former princely state in present-day Karnataka. She led an armed resistance against the British East India Company, in defiance of the paramountcy, in an attempt to retain control over her dominion. She defeated the company in the first revolt, but died as a prisoner of war after the second rebellion. As one of the first and few female rulers to lead Kitta forces against British colonization, she continues to be remembered as a folk hero in Karnataka. She is also an important symbol of the Indian independence movement. Thackeray's obelisk at Kitta Chennamma Park. This obelisk was raised to the memory of Saint John Thackeray, a British collector and political agent for the southern Maratha Doab region, who was killed in the rebellion at Kitta on the 23rd of October 1824. Thackeray was slain by Amateur Balappa in a battle between British forces and Kitta Rani Chennamma's army. Thackeray was buried with full military honors in an European cemetery which is the present-day Manikala area of Dharwad. Early life. Saint John Thackeray was working as a collector and political agent for southern Maratha Doab region of British East India Company, 1, and he belonged to Madras Civil Service. Attack on Kitta. The Kitta Kingdom, founded in 1585 by one Desai, was ruled by Malasaja, who was childless, with Kitta Chennamma as the queen. Malasaja died in 1824, and whether he adopted a boy before his death was a fact contested by Saint John Thackeray. Holding that the adoption was either false or forged, Thackeray marched to Kitta. Upon arriving, Thackeray sought to administer the territory. He sealed the treasury in an attempt to confiscate its treasure and jewels. Kitta Chennamma protested and closed the gates of the fort. Thackeray gave the order to blow up the gates, and in the meantime, one of Chennamma's soldiers shot Thackeray. Tomb of Thackeray in British Cemetery, Dharwad, Karnataka, India, photographed by Henry Cousins during the 1880s. Saint John Thackeray was killed on the 23rd of October 1824 at Kitta, Karnataka, when he was waging a war against Kitta Chennamma, the Rani, Queen, of Kitta. It was observed that he along with other forces tried to enter into fortified town of Kitta with inadequate means. First he was shot in the stomach as he rode towards the fort and was later hacked to death by a Kitta swordsman. Amateur Balappa, one of the lieutenants of Kitta Chennamma, was involved in killing Thackeray. Kitta Chennamma was born on the 23rd of October 1778, in Kakati, a small village in the present Belagavi district of Karnataka, India. She belonged to the Lingayat community and received training in horse riding, sword fighting and archery from a young age. She married Raja Malasaja of the family at the age of 15. After looking up to him since the age of 9, Chennamma's husband died in 1816, leaving her with a son and a state full of volatility. This was followed by her son's death in 1824. Rani Chennamma was left with the state of Khitar and an uphill task to maintain its independence from the British. Following the death of her husband and son, Rani Chennamma adopted Shivalingappa in the year 1824 and made him heir to the throne. This irked the East India Company, who ordered Shivalingappa's expulsion. The state of Khitar came under the administration of Dharwad Collectorate in charge of St. John Thackeray, of which Mr. Chaplin was the commissioner, both of whom did not recognize the new rule of the regent, and notified Khitar to accept the British control. This is seen as a predecessor of the later doctrine of lapse policy introduced later by Lord Dalhousie, Governor-General of India, to annex independent Indian states from 1848, a doctrine based on the idea that in case the ruler of an independent state died childless, the right of ruling the state reverted or lapsed to the suzerain. In 1823, Rani Chennamma sent a letter to Mountstuart Elphinstone, Lieutenant Governor of the Bombay province, pleading her case, but the request was turned down, and war broke out. The British placed a group of sentries around the treasury and crown jewels of Khitar, valued at around 1.5 million rupees upon the outbreak of war in order to protect them. They also mustered a force of 20,797 men and 437 guns, mainly from the 3rd Troop of Madras Native Horse Artillery, in order to fight the war. In the first round of war, during October 1824, British forces lost heavily and St. John Thackeray, collector and political agent, was killed in the war. Amateur Balappa, a lieutenant of Chennamma, was mainly responsible for his killing and losses to British forces. 2 British officers, Sir Walter Elliot and Mr. Stevenson, were also taken as hostages. Rani Chennamma released them with an understanding with Chaplin that the war would be terminated, but Chaplin continued the war with more forces. During the second assault, sub-collector of Solapur, Munro, nephew of Thomas Munro, was killed. 6. Rani Chennamma fought fiercely with the aid of her deputy, Sangoli Rayana, but was ultimately captured and imprisoned at Bailhongal Fort, where she died on the 21st of February 1829 due to health deterioration.
Sangoli Rayana continued the guerrilla war to 1829, in vain, until his capture. Rayana wanted to install the adopted boy Shivalingappa as the ruler of Kittur, but Rayana was caught and hanged. Shivalingappa was also arrested by the British.
Support to our channel, subscribe, like, share, comment.